Okay, good evening, everyone. Thanks for each of you coming on here on this Tuesday night in July. Our last referees training session was back on June 21st, and we're just trying to kind of follow up with that. Welcome to folks from the North Chapter as well as the Central Chapter. I think we have two folks on from Connecticut as well. We'd like to welcome those gentlemen as well, Bart Luzzi and Ron Lelko. Thanks, men, for coming on. So, a couple quick asides before we get going. This coming Saturday, August 1st, I'm sure everyone knows by now. Just a quick update for you all, if this matters. But as of this morning, we have exactly 333 registered NJFOA officials. That's an all-time high in our fifth year. If you want to come at this point, you have to do so on a walk-in basis on Saturday, August 1st at Raritan High School. Please feel free to do that. I think it's 10 extra dollars. It's $70 instead of 60. But nonetheless, if you or you know anyone whom might be interested in that, registrations have been cut off, but we certainly allow folks to come last minute, change of plans, what it might be. But as of this morning, 333, which in our 5 years is our all-time record high registrations. So obviously we're pretty thrilled about that and looking forward to seeing those here on the call and whomever else is not. But that's coming up very quickly. Um, Tonight, Steve Citro will hopefully share the screen. John Hoadley and I, as we did back in June, collaborated on this. And it really has to do, it's primarily for referees, as we know that, but in a sense, it's also for everyone. So, what we have here tonight, before we get to any of the actual videos, couple recaps, and we'll point these out with the actual announcements. Okay, remember that we want to be still. STIL. Number one, we want to be still. Number two, we want to have an idea before we speak of what we're going to say. It's never good to begin to speak and then kind of in midstream say, oh, I should have. So, as crazy as it sounds, please don't hesitate to kind of do a little practicing at home. We've talked about that, just kind of reiterating a few things. And then, thirdly, very important that not only are we still, but our eyes should be fixated at the bottom of a press box. So we don't want to be moving our head. We don't want to be turning. We don't want to be looking towards the offended team or the offending team, whatever the case would be. So be still, uh, have an idea of what you're going to say before you say it. And most announcements are relatively easy. And then don't be moving. Don't look like you're anxious or maybe antagonistic towards the fouling team. So with that, again, we have 16 videos picked out. Some are 10 seconds in length. Some are a little bit longer. What we're going to do is look at each one. Chat box is obviously open. Thoughts, comments, whatever. And John Hoadley and I will be making comments as well. So again, welcome. I think we're up to it looks like 52 people. Great. Steve, can we share the screen on the first one?
Fortunately, I have not received the permissions to do so. I am still trying.
Okay. Let me. And you're reaching out to Pete or Bruce?
I just tried calling Bruce. I'm going to call Pete now.
Okay. All right. And if Steve is doing that, certainly apologize. I thought we were ready to go. That's on me. Nobody else. That's my thing. But those of you who were on the call back on June 21st, again, try to think about some of the things we said. Um, Remember, we understand that not a whole lot of schools have a referee's microphone, but nonetheless, we want to always make an announcement whether there is a microphone for the referee or not. That's something that is really difficult to stress to people, but it should become part and parcel to every referee's game. A quick second thought, and I'm sure we get the videos up. But remember, if we have like a dead ball false start, we are no longer we are no longer going dead ball false start number 7, whatever it is. We only do the dead ball signal. Anybody remember? I think I read some lips here. Bruce is on it, but only after the play, like dead ball, late hit, out of bounds, number 8, defense, whatever. So it's just a matter of staying in rhythm. We'll also show some video here where you'll see the referee immediately get into an open area, which is what we want. Good evening, Bruce Schronauer.
Yeah. Hey,
Bruce,
Jim.
Bruce, have you permitted Steve to share his screen? I think you're muted, Bruce.
Yeah, Steve's got he's the co-host.
Okay. All right. Wonderful.
Okay, got it now. Thank you, Bruce.
Okay. So with that, let's look at the first of 16 plays. Again, I'd like you to participate in the chat box, whatever. Okay. You see obviously the white hat here, and this is different games, different fouls, some easy, some a little bit different. So Steve, go ahead, run the first, and then we'll
Yeah.
stop it. Look at the chat box
Okay,
and so on.
and just please confirm that the sound comes through properly.
Wartburg with 117 yards of offense. Mount Union with
Sounds fine.
During the return, personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Return team number 25. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Mount Union.
That call against
Okay, so we break this down. All right. Now, this referee, if you'll see, uses one finger. We talked about that back in June. Some folks use an open hand. Some use kind of a palm. I don't know if you can visit, but some use two fingers. This referee likes one finger. That's fine. Whatever you like, do it, but do it that way all the time. Don't vary it from announcement to announcement to announcement to announcement. You see his head is straight. You see you can't really tell, but he's fixated, his eyes at the bottom of the press box. Now, this was a playoff game in December in Ohio, and it is very cold and severe. But fourth quarter, now, how many of you heard it? During the return? We had a punt, right? So during the return versus during the kick. And the calling official, a deep official, if I recall this, should have reported it that way to you. As a referee, do not hesitate to make sure your crew on the, hey, I need it during the kick, or I need the words during the return. Make sure your crew, it's okay, everybody has their own style. We've said that, but be certain to demand that from your crew. Otherwise, you're going to get on the mic or start making an announcement and have to stop and, was it during the return? So the first words out of your mouth, very, very well done here. During the return, excuse me, illegal block below the waist. All right, any chat box thoughts, comments on the first announcement here? And you see, most referees put their offhand, I call it the offhand, over their waist in some fashion. Okay, that's a good place to do it. So that in this case, the foul's against the team to his left, so he's doing that. But your other hand should be, it's a good place to put it right over, in essence, your belly button, just on top of your belt. That's a good look, very good look. Okay, again, picture yourself doing this. Play the play in your mind. Play the photo in your mind. Are you two hands? Are you an open palm? Are you one hand? Whatever you feel comfortable with, use it, but do it all the time. Anyone, chat box. Okay, next play, next play, Steve.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team, number 21. Half the distance to the goal from the 25-yard line. It'll be first down for John Carroll.
Okay, so again, we see a referee who's still the one finger approach again. And if you back it up to the beginning, this was a dead ball foul. So the hand is up and the words are after the play. After the play. Everyone on this call is very capable of this kind of approach. You might have to practice a little bit until it becomes just a total part of your game, a complete part of your game. It's really that simple. So again, put yourself in each of these plays, put yourself, play this play, play the announcement in your mind. And that way, when you're confronted with it during a game, it's almost like brushing your teeth. That's what you want. As Brad Allen is infamous for saying, he says, all you're really doing is talking to people in your living room. Talking to people, and that's what you're doing. We have a chat box here. Somehow it went away from my thing. I think Dave Parvit. Dave, I'm sorry, I can't read what you wrote, Dave. I apologize. I'm not sure where it went. Okay, excellent. Okay, thank you, Dave. And yeah, now this referee, for what it's worth, has been refereeing in college since 2019. That's not important because there's people on this call that have been refereeing high school since 2019 or before or after. This is a learning tool, great video for everyone to zone in on. You might see something here you like. You may see something like that. Oh, I'm going to change it a little bit. That's fine. But again, this is after the play versus, say, a false start, which we'll see later. I tried to pick out a number of announcements which cover live and dead ball and different scenarios during the kick, during the run, whatever the case would be, to try to give kind of a wide variety, a broad brush approach to this. Again, play these in your mind. Take a minute, digest them, and visualize yourself doing this exact thing in your own games. Okay, Steve, the third play.
We talked.
All right.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 63. 15-yard penalty. It will be 1st and 10.
Now, I'm sure many of you saw this, but he signaled the wrong way initially. That's going to happen. Now, you don't need to say the word correction unless there's like more of a gap, more of a time lapse. If you just do it right away, everyone's going to notice it, but you don't need to stop and use the word correction. Remember, we said back in June, if you have anything you truly need to correct, use the word correction. Don't say mistake or don't say we're doing it. Use the word correction. The foul is on number 18. Now, this referee likes to say the teams, okay? I think that's fine if you get it right. Please do not, because I've been in a game where, long story short, the game was at a school called Virginia Tech. The foul was roughing the passer against Virginia Tech. When the referee made the announcement, picture this, he said, personal foul, roughing the passer, Virginia. The other team was Georgia Tech. So not only did he have the wrong team, but the biggest rival of the team that the foul was called against. And I mean to tell you, the place went berserk. It wasn't funny. People got very upset. And now you got a coach screaming, you don't even know where you're at. Okay, so like everything else in officiating, the little things matter the most. So here, this referee's name is Stewart. That's not important. He pointed the wrong way and immediately corrected it. That's going to happen. And if it happens, it's okay. It's certainly not the end of the world. But get it fixed if you can right away. If not, take a minute, take a second, say correction. The foul is on John Carroll or whatever. If you're using, I personally just say offense, defense, kicking team, receiving team. That's me. As I said 5 weeks ago, reiterate it more than once tonight. Be yourself. What works for you is perfectly fine if it works. So be yourself when you're making announcements. You got to be authentic. You got to come across as being genuine. Okay. Steve.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 1. That's his first of the game. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It is 3rd down.
Now, we have this exact same rule in high school. If you notice, first unsportsmanlike of the game was part of the announcement. When everybody should be writing that information on their game card, because we know federation rules also, if a player gets 2, guess what? What happens? I think Bob's right. He's out of the game, right? So it's important that you say that if it happens the first time, then everybody kind of has that on record. If it's the same player, the second time he's going to be disqualified from the game. It is what it is. But announcements, if I can back up a minute, all the years that I had the opportunity to run some college conferences and now the position I'm in with the NCAA, the emphasis that needs to be placed on referee announcements can never be overstated, and that includes high school. You would be amazed. You would be absolutely amazed the difference a referee's announcements make as far as the credibility of the crew is concerned. That goes with fans, certainly with coaches, athletic directors, all stakeholders of the game. So if you are a white hat, by all means, please, 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 please take pride in your announcements and try to get them very, very good, correct, however you want to phrase it. Okay, we have another chat box. Okay, Dave. Okay, yeah, it's okay to use the word correction if you have to. Again, don't. Again, just kind of say to yourself before the game, when I'm going to make an announcement, I'm basically going to be in my living room talking to my family. Don't yell, don't scream, don't get vindictive. I told you this back in June. A couple years ago, I turned on a high school game here in Pennsylvania. They replay them on Tuesday nights, like from the previous Friday. And there was a guy when he made announcements. I kid you not, folks. He literally screamed into the microphone, and like just for a false start, it just unnerving and totally. And even the announcer said, why is this person screaming? It's still only 5 yards. It doesn't change anything else. So again, like everything else, preparation. If you prepare yourself, you practice. And the greatest tool we have in officiating are referee announcements. With a mic, it's even better. Without a mic, it's still good. I'll repeat that. The greatest single tool we have in football officiating is the referee's announcements / with a microphone. And when it first got instituted in the NFL, now it's in every college and more high schools. Not as many as should be, in my opinion, but a little every year there's a few more. So, but practice. Then when you get in the game, even do it on a freshman level or JV level. It's Monday afternoon, whatever. Okay? It gives the crew great credibility. You have to buy into that concept, but it's absolutely true. Okay, Steve, fourth play.
Nights was over.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 90. That's his first of the game. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot, automatic, first down.
So it's nights was
Over.
over.
Really good optic here because you see the referee does not turn and point first down until he's finished with the announcement. A lot of times we have a tendency to go kind of like walk through the announcement and then turn before we're done. That's a bad look. So here he's, he likes to just to turn and do this. Some guys do the old Ed Hochleiter kind of punch, whatever. Be yourself. Be comfortable with your verbiage, be comfortable with your body language, and be comfortable when you signal the down, whether it's a first down. Now in college, that's an automatic first down, not the case in high school, not the point. If it's going to be second down, whatever, it will be second down, or repeat the down, whatever you're comfortable with. I can't stress that enough. We should all be doing certain things with announcements, but at the same time, I am not a proponent of making everyone a robot. I don't believe in that. I think that detracts from the referee and from the crew. I think each referee has his own style. Personally, I'm fine with that. Do what you feel comfortable doing. Your verbiage, your body language, your signals. Again, everybody wants to be still. Everybody wants to fixate on the bottom of the press box with your eyes. Okay? Your tone, don't scream, but certainly be loud enough to sound confident and authoritative. I noticed I didn't say a dictator, authoritative. So, all right. Any chat box here on this? Okay. Can you all hear the announcements? I'm guessing that we can. I'm picking it up well. Okay. All right. Play number 5, Steve.
For the Riverwalks, so that's what it is.
Defense, number 11.
Carson Bordeaux is called for the penalty. Susquehanna's trick play kind of works. Lamont did throw a.
Now, if you notice, look where the referee is focused. Obviously, the pass interference occurred somewhere downfield. Don't know where, but he's in an open area. But look where he's nowhere near the middle of the field. Nowhere near the middle of the field. He's where it's an open area. He probably got the information. It was probably a right-handed quarterback going right to left on your screen. So he's over on the right-hand side. He gets the information. Boom. Pass interference, defense, whatever it is. And again, unlike high school, don't say in high school automatic first down, because it's not. It might result in a first down, but it's not an automatic. So don't automatically say, no pun intended, automatic first down when it's not. But if it results in a first down, it is certainly okay to say the foul results, or I'm sorry, the penalty results in a first down. Chat box, anyone? Thoughts, comments? Are you all there to make a comment or whatever? Okay. All right, Steve?
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 4. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Now, something that we want to point out on this, if we can go back to the beginning of this announcement, and this is really germane to high school. We know in high school football there's such a thing as a 5-yard face mask, although I understand some people don't believe in it. I'm just talking generals here. We also understand in high school there's such a thing as running into the kicker. My suggestion on this, now this was a personal foul. If you have a 5-yard face mask, what works really well so everyone knows, start by opening your hand like I am on the screen here, just like 5 face mask. Number 8, defense. The open hand with 5 is telling everyone it's a 5-yard face mask. On the other hand, if you have a 15-yard, by all means, then give personal foul, face mask, number 8. The same exact thing is true when you have running into the kicker versus roughing the kicker. If it's only 5 yards, you throw it, you know in your mind you got a 5-yard running into. Start by going 5 yards and then move, like kicking one leg like you're supposed to. Defense, number 20. Maybe it results in a first down, maybe it's still fourth down, whatever. So 5-yard face mask, 5-yard running into the kicker. That's a great little tool. It's not really in any manual that I've seen, but it's a great way to communicate when people are wondering what you have. If it's 4th and 8 and your flag goes down and the punter gets hit, everyone in that stadium is wondering, well, is it 5 or 15? Will it give the offensive team a first down, or maybe they'll decline the penalty if it's a good punt and they pin the team back and all, whatever. But when you do that, you gain an incredible amount of credibility. Incredible amount of. We just had last Tuesday, a week ago, we had some folks go to a football field and go over stuff like this. And a number of referees that were there, I think we had 5, if I'm not mistaken, that, that is really a good thing. Never heard about it, but it's simple. And they're the only 2 fouls that can apply to. 5-yard face mask, 5-yard running into the kicker. Personal foul, face mask. Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Steve, play, I guess it's 7.
All start. Offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah.
Now, again, thank you, Steve. Look how much of an open area the referee's in. He's obviously in the backfield. We have a false start. Okay? There's no dead ball over your head. It's just false start, number 81, whatever it was, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down. That is permitting us to keep the game in rhythm, to keep the game in tempo, which is an overarching concept of officiating. Keep the game moving. Penalty enforcement. You've heard me say this. Please forgive my redundancy. When we have a referee walking all over the field for no reason before he comes to a stop, hopefully, and gives the announcement, it totally detracts from the credibility of the game and the tempo and the rhythm of the game. Get in an open area, and if I can say this again, okay, your goal as a referee, especially a false start, something simple, dead ball, neutral zone infraction, your goal is to get in and out of the foul. Get in and out of the foul. Okay? You don't do it quickly. I love the word, you want to do it efficiently. Get in and out of the foul. And then if you need to wind the clock, get the clock going. If not, punch it in for the 25-second play clock, whatever the scenario calls for based on where the clock was. But these are the things, folks. Trust me. And again, everyone on this call is capable of doing this well with some practice and some repetition. Everyone can do this well with practice and repetition. John Holy, are you on, John? I thought John was on. Maybe he's not right now, but okay.
Yeah, I'm on, Jim.
Okay, John, just if you would, stay unmuted a minute and tell the group how you have improved your announcements because there might be folks on here that can relate to what you're saying.
I just learned to slow down, take my time, and like you say, I do practice it in the mirror and stuff like that, giving my signals and saying my announcements. And I'll even do it, like I said, if I'm going down the street in my vehicle. I'll say holding number 72. I won't do the hand like I'm holding, but I'll make my announcements, you know what I mean, to make sure that I am still. And like you say, I look at the press box right below the glass itself. No matter where you're at in the field, you just angle your body towards it. And I think it looks good. Every time I've saw myself on huddle films and stuff like that, it
Good.
looks pretty good to me.
John, we certainly want you keeping your hands on the wheel when you're giving announcements. We think that's important. I don't know if I need to mention that, but so John, just on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being really good, I'm not asking you to rate but how much better have you gotten by following a few simple concepts?
I would say I'm probably about an 8 right now.
Okay. Okay. And let's face it, all referees, we kind of enjoy giving announcements, especially when they're succinct and efficient. It makes everybody look good.
Like I said, the crew helps you a lot if they get you the information in a timely manner, and give you all the information you need. You know what I mean? That way you don't like delay or look hesitant when you're going to give your call. You know what I mean? Or the announcement, I should say.
Right. Okay. Thank you, John. Steve Citro?
Can do, which would
Now, this team's got 99 yards to go.
2:45 to go. Both teams have 3 timeouts. They go to Nemo Jenkins, who's got a lane, falling forward past the 13-yard line. It will be a Blue Streak first down.
There is a flag on the play. I wonder if maybe they get like a false start, maybe an illegal motion or something.
The ball has not been spotted. The Blue Streaks look like it's on them. They haven't moved forward. We await the call from our head referee. Nowhere else to go. It'll be a false start.
Backfield. Offense.
Jack Carroll, illegal procedure call.
We play first down.
So they'll have their heels on the goal line
2 minutes
if
and
they
40
weren't
seconds.
already.
I mean, that
2:40 on the
nose
game
is
clock.
just
And
barely touching. Like,
what happened on this play is the clock operator ran the clock, continued to run it, so we had to have a clock reset because, as you can see here, it's a 1st and 10 after a punt that was down at the 1 yard line. Therefore, we know on a false start, the game clock should never move. It did. So the referee's announcement also includes resetting the game clock. Relative to that, please listen to what I'm going to explain here. Suppose near the end of a half, the defensive team calls a timeout, or the offensive team after a play is run. Okay? I've heard referees say things like, let's assume the clock operator ran the clock erroneously from 21 seconds to 18. When you need to make a clock correction, please simply say this. The timeout was called at 21 seconds. Please do not say something like, clock operator, please reset the clock from 18 seconds to 21 seconds. Because now what we've done is we've kind of verbally indicted the clock operator. So efficient, concise, to the point. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 21 seconds and it will start on the snap. Or clock operator, please reset the game clock to 21 seconds and it will start on my ready for play whistle. Add that concept to your repertoire. But the most important thing is to just have the clock set where it needs to be. Please do not say move it from 18 to 21. It screws everything up too much and it sounds too wordy. So all we want to do is announce the clock shall be reset to 21 seconds, whatever the case is. So all we had here on this play was a false start, maybe because of the conditions. I don't know. It might have been hard to hear. I don't know, but we had to take the ball back from the 1 to the 1/2 yard line, half the distance, replay first down, and we're going on snap because, again, it was 1st and 10. The game clock had to be dead by the down and distance. Just understanding and thinking the game. It had to have been dead. Chat box comments on this, anything at all? Okay, Steve?
Sailing after this, I can promise you that, between these two teams.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, return team, number 23, half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, 1st down, North Central.
Right. Now, here, the referee did not say the name of the team until the very end. I think he said on the receiving team. Okay? We have a chat box, the previous play, 5 in the backfield, clock stopped. I don't know that, Bob or Bart. I'm sorry, I don't know that. I assumed it was a false start. Maybe it wasn't. If it was 5 in the backfield, we know that was a live ball foul. All right, there would not have been a clock reset, though. So I'm not, that wouldn't add up with what we saw. But nonetheless, back to this particular play, okay, nice signal for illegal blindside block, and again, preceded by a personal foul, just like we would do in Federation. The blindside block signal, don't kill your wrist, or your fist, I should say. Don't kill your fist when you're giving the signal. There's no need for it. Just kind of do your own thing and convey what you got, but that's enough. Actually, it might be there was an illegal formation because a few people put that in the chat box. Okay, so if I was wrong, I stand corrected. I'm not sure, to be totally honest. Okay. All right, now notice here, this is in the very beginning of the game on the opening kickoff return. And the larger point of this is, obviously, we need to officiate from the get-go. And something I mentioned back on June 21st, after the coin toss, after you've decided who's deferring or kicking, whatever it is, receiving, when we break to our positions, every one of the 6 of us, or playoffs to 7, you need to jog. You don't need to sprint, but you absolutely, if you're the umpire, just hustle back your 5-7 yards behind the kicker on a kickoff to start the game, whatever. But when we break from the 50-yard line, kind of pregame last huddle, all right, jog to your positions. Again, you don't need to sprint, but if you jog, you set the tone right there and then to everyone in that stadium. Players, coaches, athletic directors, and fans. We look like we're hustling, and that does matter. That does matter. So please think about doing that all the time. After the toss. Okay, Stuart? Or Steve? Keep saying Stuart. Sorry, Steve.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense, number 11. Half the distance to the goal, downtown, it is 3rd down.
Now, what did everybody notice here about the location of the referee on this announcement? What did y'all notice? Just one or two in the chat box or somebody. What did you notice? First time and only time he had a what?
Had a move.
Exactly. Thank you, whomever, Bob. He had to move. He wasn't quite into an open area enough. So he just, kind of just very calmly, unobtrusively moved, continue the announcement, and move on. Ideally, you want to be where you don't need to do that. But if you do, no big deal. Don't stop your announcement. Just continue with it and be done with it. Think, again, of tempo and rhythm of the game. When you handle announcements well, the players pick up on it. Again, I cannot overstate this enough. The tempo and the rhythm of the game. It's not up to the teams and how fast they play. It is up to the people in black and white stripes. And that is an absolute critical component of every football game. Games that take, in high school, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Now, sometimes the game is such, there's a lot of passes, a lot of incomplete passes, a lot of runs out of bounds, maybe a lot of scoring. I mean, it is what it is. But there are times where we could save 10, 12, 15 seconds on referee's announcement. That amount adds up. Again, we don't need to be quick. We need to be efficient. if there's a criticism that is out there which is legitimate. Too many referees take too much time. We're not as efficient as we should be. I hope and think we're getting a little bit better, but we're not as efficient. And again, the first thing, you find an open area, and that's not running all the way across the field to the middle of the field. None of that. That's nonsense. Find an open area, get still, fixate your eyes to the bottom of the press box, and begin holding. 72, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down, whatever it is. Okay, Steve, I got it right this time, Steve.
You're about 50% on the night, Jim.
I might be less than that, Steve. Thank you. I'll try to get over that.
Offense, number 88. 10-yard penalty, fourth down.
All right, now let's look that over again, Steve, if we can. Just want to point something out here on the foul itself. Go ahead.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 88. 10-yard penalty, fourth down.
Now, the point, some referee trainers at the higher levels, some insist that you keep your hands away from your face, whether it's holding, whether it's a block in the back, okay? Experiment with that at home. Experiment with that at home. A lot of people like you to be off to the side, okay? If you're good looking, be off to the side. Let everybody see your face. If you're like Rodney Dangerfield, then, put your hands in front of you, whatever. But practice that so that you're going to do it the same way all the time. Excuse me, all the time. Okay? And it's a very little thing, but whatever you do it that way all the time. That's something I've tried to stress back on June 21st and as well as tonight. Okay? Be yourself, but be yourself consistently. Find something that works and keep it that way. Find something that works for you, I should say, and keep it that way. Now, if you want to change something up year to year, you see something you like, by all means. But within the same game, don't one time give a signal in front of your face and the next time off to the side. Try to be conscious of stuff like that. And again, if you practice it at home a couple times, or like John Hoadley, when you're driving a car, keeping your hands on the steering wheel, you should be good. But practice it so it's all second nature. Okay, there's a couple of chats there. Okay. Okay. Can I ask a question? Of course. Is it Bert or Bart?
That's me. That's Bert, or you can call me John. Nice to meet you. And great presentation. Thank you. God bless. One question I wanted to ask is, you mentioned about the efficiency of the white hats. Is there anything in the philosophy or mechanics for high school officiating that umpire being a little bit more interactive between the refs and the other officials? And the reason I'm asking that is I'm actually trying to help out my ref, and that's the mentality I have. When there's a flag, that I'm trying to be the first one there, trying to understand the situation. So not only I can understand what kind of foul I'm going to be enforcing, but also helping the referee to give the right explanation. Is that a correct way of approaching it, or I'm stepping on lines that I shouldn't?
No. It's a very good question. Okay, very good question. What you have to try to think about is get on the same page with your referee. If you're in a crew and you're working with the same guy all the time, in whatever diplomatic, tactful, or yourself way, say, hey, Jim, we need to pick this up a little bit, or Jim, I think we're taking a little too long. Whatever it might be, okay, you've got to bring to his attention, because the chances are strong, quite frankly, that he might not know how long it is actually taking. That might not be something that he picks up on or is aware of or something like that. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's, if I understood your question correctly, that would be my response to it.
Understood. Basically, there's nothing written in stone, but it is encouraged for umpire to be the middleman between the rest of the crew and the referee while being able to do his job or her job correctly.
Yeah. You're absolutely right in the sense there's nothing written in stone. Okay. But if we go from crew to crew, if we were to literally time a referee's announcement, and more importantly, how long it took him to get into it, and importantly, how long it then took him to make the ball ready for play and either wind the clock or just make it ready for play, if it's going to snap. That's where we get the variance that we don't like. Now, it's not going to be the same, but we shouldn't have one referee taking 46 seconds for a simple false start and another guy taking 15, which is more like it. That should not be happening, and it is. So, do
Exactly.
what you
And
can.
I can tell in my experience, I think me asking the referee or other officials to understand what kind of enforcement do I need to do adds up to that time frame, which was why, like, if I can learn everything and translate it to the referee while doing the job myself, could be much more faster. That was just my suggestion, and wanted to see from the senior officials if it's the right way to go.
Well, I'm not sure there's a right way. Get back to the efficiency, or a better way, be efficient. That helps the whole game. And if we approach it from that perspective, perhaps it will lead your referee to maybe be a little more efficient. But I mean, you ask good questions. I don't know that there's an MO cookie cutter, standard response to it, other than we want to be efficient.
Understood. But thank you so much for answer, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for asking it.
My pleasure.
Okay, Steve, I want to increase my percentage. So, Steve Citro, let's go to the next play.
Hinman,
Holding.
and referee.
Offense, number 44. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Very well done here. Perfectly still. Doesn't move until the announcement is fully over. If you practice this at home, if you repeat a couple times and just stay still, you'll do the same thing on a Friday night or Saturday or Monday, whatever it is. None of this is something that we can't do. None of it. If you watch people on TV, you might pick up something you like, and you might see something that you don't like. The very thing we said tonight about the 5-yard face mask or the 5-yard running into the kicker, that's something I think everybody should put into the repertoire. But where you put your hands, how you use your hands, again, open palm, one finger, two fingers, be yourself. Ultimately, be yourself. You have to be the genuine, sincere leader of the crew that night. That's your responsibility as a referee. Okay, Steve, that's 3 in a row now, Steve, I got right. So if you're keeping score, I want that to be reflected on the scorecard.
I will do. Next time you call me Stewart, I won't move it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
During the kick, personal foul, illegal blindside block, receiving team number 17. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
I think we'd all agree that's a really solid announcement, starting with during the kick, starting with the personal, or personal foul signal, okay, and then the announcement during the kick, number 17, half the distance, whatever. Some people don't like referees to say half the distance. If you say half the distance, it better be half the distance. If the foul's getting enforced from the 33-yard line, please don't say half the distance, because that's incorrect. On the other hand, if you know the spot of the foul is like the 22, and it's a 15-yard foul, we're going to the 11. If you want to say half the distance, that's fine. That's fine. But whatever you say, make sure it's accurate. Make sure it's accurate. And if you're not comfortable with saying that, just say, during the kick, personal foul, illegal blindside block, return team number 3. And then it'll be first down. Only add that in if you know you're correct, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I don't want to run out of time here because I want you all to do something at the end. But Steve.
First flag.
There are 2 fouls on the play, one by each team. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 92. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 13. That's his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty will also be enforced. It will be 1st and 10 for John Carroll.
Now, a neat thing about this announcement here, we actually make a mistake with our verbiage. If you were paying attention, we said there's 2 fouls on the play. Well, there weren't. There was a live ball foul by one team and a dead ball foul by their opponent. That's not 2 fouls. That's not offset. They can't offset. The yardage might, but the fouls can't. All right. So if you have a live and dead, announce it that way. We have a live ball foul followed by a dead ball foul. Now, if there's truly 2 fouls, one by each team live ball, then say that. There are 2 live ball fouls, one on each team. And again, you think, how can I do all this? Well, if you practice it at home a little bit, when these unusual situations come up, you'll be fine. You'll handle it well. So think about it like this. You could have multiple fouls. We know by definition that's more than one live ball foul on the same team. Maybe illegal motion and offensive holding by the offense. We could have offsetting fouls, illegal motion and pass interference on the defense. Or we could have live and dead. And remember, in Federation, live and dead never offset. Again, the yardage might, but the fouls by rule do not. So think about those things. And when you make your announcement, again, if you rehearse it a little bit, it'll all come together very nicely for you. Trust me when I say that. For the 4th time tonight, everybody here can do this if you put some time and practice and repetition into it. And if you do that, you go out on the field starting late August scrimmages, whatever the scenario that you're doing is, whatever the level is, you will instantly sense you are getting better, you're improving, and it helps your whole game. It gives you confidence, quite frankly. If you take a look at I don't want to care if it's the NFL or college where you're seeing guys on TV, the best referees, you know who they are? The people that make the best announcements. It's that simple. There's not rocket science secret to this. So if you want to be viewed as a better referee, commit yourself, buy into the fact you need to get, and maybe you are, but you need to have really good microphone work or really good work without a microphone. Simply accept that as fact, which it is. And then as you do it, you will find yourself having more confidence in yourself. Your crew has more confidence. And most importantly, the game goes better. The game goes better. I'll repeat what I said a few seconds ago. The best referees are the ones that make the best announcements. I can share this with you as a longtime collegiate supervisor. I never once, ever, all the phone calls I have fielded from coaches, all the emails, all the plays I've reviewed during the course of a very long time, I never once had a coach call me and say, hey, Jim, I really like Ken Totten because he calls roughing the passer really well. Not one time ever. That's never happened and it never will. Coaches are looking for clear, concise, the whole thing. That's what is most important. When you peel back the onion, no coach in history has ever called me and said, this guy's great at calling false starts. Okay? It just doesn't happen. But it's how does the referee manage the game? And a lot of that has to do with how he makes announcements. There are announcements in every game. I don't care how clean it is. You have an announcement at the coin toss. This team won the toss, they've deferred, whatever it is. Every football game ever played has announcements, some more than others. We don't want to be the star of a game, all right? We don't want to be the show person of the game, but right or wrong, you're wearing a white hat, and there's a reason for that. The reason you were assigned is a white hat. So take pride in that, and a lot of that absolutely is your announcements. Okay, Steve, let's, there I am again, Steve. We're good. Go to the next. I think we got 2 more.
There's 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Pass interference, number 6. The penalty is declined. Personal foul, marking the passer. Defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
Now, think about this in high school. We have 2 fouls on the play. Pass interference, defense, personal foul, roughing the pass defense. Only one of them is an automatic first down in high school. So which one is the defense are the offense going to take? They're going to always take what? The roughing the passer. So therefore, give the pass interference signal first and then give the decline. So order of occurrence, live ball. These are multiple fouls, both by the defense, or as Stewart said, 2 fouls. That's fine. Perfect verbiage. But give the one that's going to be declined first. We know roughing the passer is 15 yards, and it might even be a tackle on if the guy caught it and all that stuff. Pass interference, we know, is not an automatic first down. So they're never going to want that. Never. So pass interference, defense, number 8, decline. Roughing the passer, defense, 51, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. Okay, I see a couple of chats. Okay, that's good. All right, Steve Citro, please.
Wartburg with 117 yards of offense. Mount Union with only
This is actually that was the last one. Okay.
Illegal block below the waist. Return team number 25. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Mount Union.
That call against Mount Union.
Okay, that's my fault. We had saw that before. So what I would like each of you to do tonight, I'd like you to take 2 or 3 minutes and we'll take a look at them. All right. Please type into the chat box or be prepared if I call on you by name by scrolling down this list. I don't know if we've ever done that, but if you would type into the chat box 1 or 2 things you picked up tonight that will personally benefit you and therefore your crew moving forward in 2026. So, all right, I'll start my clock here and please do that. You can chat box it or just in your mind know what it's going to be. 1 or 2 things.
Can I say knowing your referee's name?
I'm sorry, Steve?
I said, can I say knowing your referee's name?
We'll see. To be determined.
I'm going to call Stewart. I think he may demand royalties after this show.
Well,
At least residuals, Bob, right?
Yeah.
okay, so those of you in the chat box, let's take a look at these responses because I'm sure that if we look at all of them, everybody has picked up something. All right, Ron Lelko says be efficient. Joe Warner says open the announcement with a 5 or 15 for face mask or roughing the kicker. Jim Cassidy, look straight ahead, don't move. Anthony, stand still and be prepared for what you want to say. Frank, be consistent in reporting fouls. Andy, need to practice. Randy, I like the mechanic, the 5-yard foul. Okay. All right. That's the second person that mentioned that. Okay. Stand still, clear communication. Keep consistent pace in announcements. Practice in the car. Right. We have a comedian here as well. John Ho, you want to get with Joe and discuss your driving habits. I think that might be a good idea. Take your time. Don't hurry. Okay. Be sure to be in an open area. Okay. Adding the open hand before the 5-yard. Okay. That's the third person to mention that. Be yourself, but be, somebody has be yourself, but be yourself consistently. Russell. Frank, third time, how to verbalize mistakes. Take your time. I really like 5 yard signal, okay? Decisive. Letting everyone know that we have a live ball foul and a dead ball foul. Slow down and be still. Be prepared. Get into the efficiency. Be clear and unemotional. Great. Be confident. Uh, I like the 5 yard signal too. Take time. Okay, so if we look at all of those and you're all thinking, or maybe some other things people didn't put down but are in their minds, the bottom line is this whole 2 session thing that John Hoadley and I were privileged to set up for you guys was designed to have you pick up one thing, whatever it might be, to make you better, to make you a better white hat. We don't have to repeat this, but I'll say it, and it's not meant for a person's ego. For better or for worse, the referee is the face of the game, the face of the crew. Coaches do not call me and say, Jim, that field judge is terrible. They might say that crew is terrible, but they associate that crew with the referee. On the other hand, the referee that was in these plays tonight is a gentleman out of Maryland named Stuart Hinman. I can tell you that every coach that ever calls me, Jim, I love Stuart's crew. It might be different guys, but they love Stuart's crew because of just the way and a lot of that is his announcements. So if you're buying into this, okay, if you're buying into this, which I hope you are, trust me, folks, okay, this is how to enhance your game. This is how to elevate your game. Okay, so please, by all means, think about these things. I know we've had 8 off-season Zooms. We've had 2 referee Zooms here as the season is, literally less than a month away at this point. And it's only right if Steve Citro and Bruce Cronauer and Bob Asucci, and if we give a lot of thanks to those of you who've come on starting way back in February. And please let me know at some point you like the referee sessions, or should we drop them for 2027 moving forward? Is it worth it to do 2 of these, an hour each, one in June and one in July? Mark Bitar asked me to put this together. That's how it came about, quite honestly, for Central and North NJFOA chapters. So, if you see me at the clinic, if you're there on Saturday, and please be up front, be honest. We're all, I hope, big people with broad shoulders. So, those, again, the guys from Connecticut, they came on. You're always welcome. Thank you so much for coming on and giving up a night.
Hey, Jim.
Yes, Bob, please.
There's one thing. I don't know how many people noticed it, but in all of those clips you showed, the umpire was nowhere in sight because he knows what the enforcement in, and he's off doing it while Stewart's making those announcements. And I see too many times in high school where even after the referee makes the announcement, he's going over to tell the umpire, here's where you should be going with this. And I mean, that's important for the umpire to know enforcements too.
And Bob, thank you. That might have been part of Bert's, question earlier, where he's not maybe right on the same page with the referee, if I'm saying that right.
Mm-hmm.
But so exactly right, Bob. Okay, the manual tells us everybody's involved with penalty enforcement, and that's true. And if there's a mistake, everybody kind of gets, a bad boy grade, if you will. But with that said, don't kid yourself. All eyes are on the referee, but everybody has to be a part of it, or it's not going to work efficiently. If you don't get anything out of this tonight, and some of you put in the chat, try to be efficient when it comes to penalty enforcement. You won't believe how much it enhances your game. It's absolutely a lifesaver if you want to improve. Efficient penalty administration. And at some point, maybe next year in the off season, we'll do a thing just on that with a PowerPoint, like efficient penalty administration, what everybody's doing and how it's all got to come together and be tied together. So, once again, I certainly appreciate each of you on this Tuesday night. I think we had 52, and that's fine. I hope to see many of you on Saturday. Travel safe if you're going to Raritan High School. And if not, please feel free to keep in touch during the season, before the season, whatever it is. Email me, text me, call me. We'll always try to make ourselves available in the interest of getting better and enhancing this great avocation. So it's been a privilege as always. John Hooley, a special thanks to you, Steve Citro, and Bruce tonight for sharing the screen, and all of you that participated. It's right at 8:30. So Godspeed to everyone, and hope to see you down the road as early as this Saturday. Good night, everyone.
Good night, Jim.
Good night. All right, thanks, Jim.